I'm Alexa Bonilla, and I'm here with Shawdee Bakhtiari to discuss her time as student body president at JMU and her impact that she's made. So, as a freshman, did you see yourself running for student body president?
Honestly, no. I think when I was a freshman, I was very excited to be here, but I was very nervous. And so one thing about me was I really didn't put myself out there at all. I actually didn't join any organizations my freshman year, which was a little bit crazy. And obviously I was impacted by COVID, but no, really I did not see myself running for student body president.
So what inspired you to run for office?
Once we got sent home my spring semester for the pandemic, I really started to think about how I was going to actually be able to make more friends and make more of an impact at JMU, whether it would be online or in person. And so my first semester sophomore year, I was like, you know what, it's a Zoom interview, it'll be really easy, I should just try to put myself out there. So I heard about the student government and I was like, I'm going to apply and I'm going to interview and hopefully get in and be a senator in the student government.
Who and what has helped you get to where you are?
Honestly, I think it was just the community in SGA. When I joined, I was very timid, I was very nervous, I really didn't put myself out there a lot, and just through whether it be our weekly Zoom meetings or our membership process with our mentors and mentees, I was able to meet more people, and people really inspired me to run to be the secretary for SGA, the executive assistant. And so that was kind of my foot in the door of really getting into the more administrative side of the organization and kind of led me to see a lot more of JMU. And so for me, that was my biggest impact of just the people around me really inspiring me, not only in their leadership, but in their friendship to really get my foot in the door with a role within the organization as a whole.
Can you talk more about your relationship with Xavier and your peers in SGA?
Absolutely. Xavier and I have a very special connection when it comes not only to leadership, but our friendship. We actually lived in the same freshman dorm, Wayland Hall. And so from then on, I think that the two of us really understood that we had a very similar style of leadership. Obviously, Xavier is an incredible leader and I look up to him personally, but I think that through the way that we started working together once I was in my position, we realized that we had a really great rhythm going, and that was something that really helped us with our relationship with the student body, is because we both had these different perspectives that we kind of fused together to create kind of our team, our unit, I guess you could call it. And so that obviously translates from our friendship that we have personally as well. So we're very good friends, which is awesome.
Do you have a favorite moment or memory of being student body president?
Oh gosh, that is a great question. I would say for me, I think halftime on the quad was an amazing event. That for me was my first time kind of coming out and being able to speak like with Xavier and Dr. Miller and kind of being like, hey Dukes, what's up? Like, that was super exciting for me. I think just seeing everybody enjoying like the true simple pleasures of being a Duke, being on the quad, having Smiley's ice cream, Stripes donuts, like that type of thing was so amazing to me, and that's like a memory that I look on so fondly because we were just being able to celebrate like being at JMU, and that was amazing for me for sure.
What has been your favorite part of this job?
Honestly, there's so much I could say, but I think the best part of this job has just being able to reach out and connect with the community. I have met so many incredible people, and I've had so many amazing opportunities, whether it be to go to events, to help with events, to be present at amazing events that other organizations put on. I think that's been the biggest part because I have been exposed to a world of diversity on this campus that I wouldn't have necessarily gotten the opportunity to otherwise, and I think that was my favorite part for sure, was just meeting everybody, seeing people, being able to put like faces to names. That's always my favorite part, is I love that I can walk down the quad and say hi to at least 3 or 4 people like every single day, which is super amazing.
What do you view as your biggest accomplishment as student body president?
I would say that my biggest accomplishment would be in the way that I was branching out and really using my platform to help bring attention and resources to other student organizations. I think one of the biggest things of my campaign platform was that there were already a number of Dukes on campus doing amazing work that just didn't necessarily have the awareness of it or the resources to exemplify their work. And so for me, that was my biggest thing, was being able to reach out to people and showcase their work and get more people to go to their events, whether it be through Sundays with Shawdee or posting on Instagram or being there myself. That was my biggest thing, was being a community bridger. I think that I am so proud of all the work that all of our Dukes do, and I wanted to be able to use the platform that I had and the opportunities that I had to showcase that work. So I would say that would be my biggest accomplishment.
And what has been your biggest challenge?
I honestly think for me, I really want to do the most and make the most out of all of the opportunities, because I'm so grateful for everything that I've been afforded. And sometimes that comes with the challenge of I'm one person who can't be in a million places at once, though I would like to be. So I think a lot of the times the challenge comes from how am I balancing the organizations that I'm showcasing, the places that I'm going to, the work that I'm doing, with not only being a student and being like a human being, but also like giving everyone a fair share, and also being able to expand my horizons when it comes to the student organizations that I'm interacting with. So I think honestly just like the fact that I'm one person has been my biggest challenge, which is why Xavier's been so helpful too.
What has your experience been like being student body president of a predominantly white institution as a female of color?
Honestly, I think that this is an amazing question, and I also think that it's a very unique experience to each individual. I think for me, my biggest accomplishment with using my own background is that I have been able to really commit to the diversity, equity, and inclusion work that the university is committing themselves to, and really exemplify that more, because I have some of the lived experiences to be able to propel that work forward. I think also like the challenges that come with that are the challenges for anybody at a PWI when they have a certain ethnic background or a certain racial background, is that there's always that issue of feeling a little bit out of place and feeling like maybe you don't have the community to back you up all the time. But honestly for me, I have found so much community and togetherness within our, like with CMIS or with our DEI work as a whole, that I felt so supported and so backed within my own community, that like it's really helped me be able to put myself out onto that stage for all of our 22,000 students, which has been really amazing.
What advice do you have for young female leaders?
Honestly, I think this is a really good question. Let me think about this. My biggest advice would be, and it might sound cliche, is do not doubt yourself. I think a lot of the times, that can go back to one of my biggest challenges, is I faced a lot of self-doubt. I second-guessed myself a lot. I felt like I didn't have what it took to be a leader on this type of stage, but that is the furthest thing from the truth. Especially for young women, it feels like all of the odds are stacked against us, and it feels like if you make one wrong move, you never know what's gonna happen. But honestly, like, even trying to get your foot in the door is such an incredible measure of your leadership that nobody can take that away from you. So I would say stand in yourself, be true to yourself, and let your character show. And I think that's the most important part of leadership to me, is leading with your heart and leading with your character, and everything else falls into place.
What is your final message to JMU?
Honestly, gosh, that's crazy. Okay. I would say that my final message to JMU and Dukes of all kinds is keep pushing, keep trying. This university has so much room to grow. We've grown so much, but we have so much room to continue growing. Don't let anybody tell you no. I think that's a good one too. And honestly, like, what you want to do and what you put your mind to, you definitely can find a way to get it done. And I think that our student leadership here has shown an amazing work ethic, and that's my biggest thing, is whatever it is, whatever you want to do, keep pushing, set your mind to it, and you'll get it done. And as always, go Dukes.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Honestly, I don't think so. Just that I have had an amazing time. I'm so grateful for all the opportunities I've had. I'm so thankful for all the people that I've gotten to meet, and I can't wait to see how much more we grow in the next few years.
Well, Shawdee, thank you so much for joining me. We look forward to seeing where you go in the future.
Thank you.